A beginner's guide to commuting. So you've landed a job in the city. Congratulations. Unfortunately, if you can't drive in and can't afford rental prices, a chauffeur or your own teleporter to get you to work, you're going to have to do what 8.3 billion other people do every day, and commute. Like many things, commuting is 99% boredom, 1% sheer terror, and 8% overcrowding, and is used in some cultures as a punishment for furniturophilia. This guide aims to help you through the fun, frivolous, and ultimately soul-destroying world of commuting to work on a regular basis, and how best to annoy people at every step of the way. Part 1. Walking to the station. It's important to start annoying people from the very moment you leave home. This is particularly easy if it's even slightly raining. All you'll need is an oversized umbrella. Remember, keep the pointy metal bits at the level of everyone else's eyes and walk at a brisk, determined pace down the middle of the pavement. This will send your fellow commuters scattering into the walls and paths of oncoming traffic, and may even gouge their eyes out, making it easier for you to see available seats on the train. Once you've made it to the overground station, you'll need to buy your ticket. This means getting in the queue. Remember, looking antsy in the queue will help other passengers to realise that you're about to miss your train and that they should let you go ahead of them. After all, they're not there to get to work, they just like dressing up in suits every morning and catching trains to London to visit the Queen. Once you finally get to the ticket booth, you'll come face to face with the friendly ticket seller person, unless of course you're travelling with South West trains, in which case they'll be behind bulletproof glass. After 2 days of commuting, you'll know why. If the price for your ticket sounds reasonable, this probably means that you've bought the wrong type of ticket, and that when you have your ticket checked, you'll be thrown off the train to your death. There may even be a fine of up to £20. Available in most stations around the London area is the Metro newspaper. Not only a newspaper, the Metro doubles up as a mat to stop your arse getting wet on the benches on the platform. A device with which to threaten people who look like they're about to take your seat. An amusing hat to make your fellow passengers think that you're the crazy person on the train, thereby moving away from you and giving you more space. Part 2. On the train. There are a variety of train services you might rely on to get to London, such as One, Southern, and South West trains. For the purposes of this example, we'll use South West trains. In the highly unlikely event that there are empty seats on the train you get onto, it's important to know which one to pick. Let's say there are 2 seats, both empty, like this. The optimum seat to choose here is, of course, the aisle seat. If at all possible, stretch your legs out as far as they'll go and put anything you might be carrying with you, bag, Metro newspaper, marbles, on the window seat. This is known as cock blocking. Blocking because you're blocking the person's seat, and cock because you're being a cock. Remember, should passengers be looking for a seat at later stops and should someone dare to ask you to move, slump your shoulders down, roll your eyes and make as much of a fuss as possible about the fact that you have to move your beloved bag, Metro or marbles onto the floor. After all, your bag was there first. More often than not, however, there will be no seats available. In fact, the train may even appear to be too full to get onto. As you can see from this overhead map of a train carriage, there's overcrowding by the doors, but look, the people standing in the aisle have plenty of space. To remedy this, simply moan, "Can you move down please?" and barge your way on, trampling over women and children first. Since 1998, all commuter trains have been obligated to include 1 crazy person per train, and if you're lucky, he might just pay you a visit. Remember, as he's showing you his collection of pencils, talking about the pretty lights outside the window, or grunting like Leatherface, to smile and nod politely if he makes eye contact with you. You never know, he might just otherwise decide to stab you in the face outside the train station. Talking to any of your fellow passengers is, of course, strictly forbidden, and is likely to get you seen as the crazy person. The only circumstance in which it's permitted to talk to another passenger is if they're on fire, in which case the words, "Sorry, I'm afraid there's no smoking," are permitted, but only once. While standing or sitting in the train, you may notice passengers pacing through the already full train looking for seats. Surely you would think the whole train is full. But don't worry, these passengers are simply looking for the magic carriage, which has dozens of free seats, champagne on tap, dancing girls, and a chocolate fountain. Part 3. Arriving at the tube station. Once you arrive at the tube station, you'll need to work out your route to your destination. The tube map will help you do so. The colours of the lines will inform you about the potential dangers and hazards of each line, and what you might encounter while using it. If your station has a circle by it, this means that bear traps are in use to reduce overcrowding. If your station just has a stump by it, this means that people with invalid tickets will be shot on sight. You'll need to swipe your ticket through one of the ticket barriers at this point. When you put it through, it'll say, "Take a ticket." If not, it'll say, "Seek assistance." Ignore that message, of course. Seek assistance, in fact, means try ticket again, and if it isn't working, rather than seeking assistance, try it again. After all, these machines are fairly primitive and are only designed to cope with 1 or 2 commuters a day. Once you're through the ticket barrier, you'll reach the escalator. If the escalator's overcrowded but the ones going the other way are almost empty, you might like to try a salmon run, running up the down escalator or down the up escalator. If you do decide to do this, be sure to watch out for the bears. Part 4. On the tube train. While waiting for the tube train to arrive, you might notice the words "Mind the gap," and do bear them in mind. Every year 5 people are eaten by the Hammersmith and City Line gap beast. Once you're on the train, there are certain activities you can take part in to make friends with your fellow tube travellers. Having your iPod on loud enough so everyone can hear your awesome MP3s. Farting. Sneezing or coughing. Part 5. And now the end is near. Once the train finally berths you back out again, you'll be walking for the rest of the journey through London's smoggy, rainy streets. Remember, your umbrella can still be used here to gouge people's eyes out. And hey presto, you're at work. We hope you enjoyed the Beginner's Guide to Commuting. And indeed, we hope you enjoy commuting in general. And remember, if you see me on the tube, stay the fuck out of my way.